Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Dick Johnson. He has just been nominated for the New Mexico Hall of Fame, and it's been well overdue, and congratulations to you, Dick.
Well, thanks. I'm not really in yet. I've been nominated, and it's a wonderful honor. Probably really something I've thought about many times, and it would be just thrilling if that would happen.
Well, I tell you, it's hard to get done. Okay, I mean,
Sure.
you being a former president and everything, the competition, the people that are their deal. Everybody that's been nominated, they've done a great job for the state of New Mexico. But and I'll just be straight up. I just kind of told you that story. I thought you were in. I thought this was a done deal, and
No.
and I'll speak in your behalf on a lot of things. And 12 state championships in tennis. That's never been done. And speak on all those players and all those people that have made that happen, because it doesn't happen by you or yourself. So, I mean, you're the first one to say that.
Steve, I was thinking about it last night, and 2024 will be my 34th year at La Cueva, and we've had some wonderful young men and also some young women too. I did the girls team for about 6 years. But this will be my 34th year, and I am definitely the oldest coach there at La Cueva. But we had a great year last year, and we're looking forward to a new springtime. It's only about a month away when we're starting practice.
And this could have been even better for me because last time you were here, you got into another honor. I mean, you were the National Coach of the Year. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, the USPTA, the professional organization, in 2016, I was the National Coach of the Year. Then last year, the Southwest USPTA inducted me into their Hall of Fame.
Well, I tell you, very impressive and well, I can't say well deserving. And I always try to think back of how I met you and where you met. It goes back to when I was assistant coach with Frank, and so that's been. I knew who you were, okay, because reading anybody knows who Dick Johnson is, knows tennis, but it was when I was assistant coach at La Cueva, and that was like 1999, 2001. So
Sure.
You and I go back 23 years, and
That's right.
we formed a great friendship and a great relationship over all those years.
Well, I've appreciated all that when I was the president of New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame. I really appreciated all our communication and of course your organization, what they've done for us with all the filming and the research and everything that goes into it. It's been amazing. I want to thank you for that.
Well, don't thank me. There's a guy, Jason. That's the one that's
Yes.
Jason Pohl is the one that's really has a passion for it, and he almost expects it, and he's ready to go. And it's like everything, it seems like we get it done, but it always seems like it takes to the last second to get it done. But it always seems to come out pretty well.
Well, it's worked out well, and we're really looking forward to this next season. And I have a pretty balanced team, and we're certainly going to go for that magic number 13.
Well, and keep going. I mean,
Heck yes.
I mean, it's not going to stop there. I mean,
people ask me, "Are you going to coach again next year?" I said, "Well, sure, as long as it's enjoyable." And the young men that and you'll meet one of them coming up that I've worked with. It really does keep you fired up.
Well, I think when I talk with everybody that's retired or anything, or are coaching, and myself too, and I'll go back and do some drills, and with coaches will give me some time to work with individual drills with the players. It's why do you coach? And it's every always comes back to players.
Yeah.
And what's neat about you is even though there's an age difference, they keep coming playing with the same passion, and your dream for what they can do, you can still make them do that?
Well, thank you. It's, every year is a new and sometimes even bigger challenge, but I think they realize the tradition of excellence that our school has provided for our young people, our young athletes, and it'll be another challenge, but it's something I'll look forward to.
I got a question, and I usually don't do this, Dick, but what over the years, how has tennis changed? I mean, and there's start with equipment, okay? I mean, I think that's the biggest change in golf, and even a guy like me can still hit it long because of the equipment. Maybe not straight and maybe not consistent, but I can hit it still at a pretty good rate.
Well, I was blessed to have worked with my two mentors back in the mid-'70s were Rod Laver and Roy Emerson, two of the great all-time Australian professionals. Rod is the only two-time Grand Slam champion. And looking at them and their work ethic, but the equipment they used, with the wooden rackets, and then aluminum, and then boron and different type of materials. Well, it's changed so much. I mean, the probably number 200 man on the ATP tour can hit 135, 140 mile an hour serve, and even on a D1 level, the Lobo guys. They're hitting it in there 125, 130. So equipment has really changed. Just like in golf, the drives are much longer. It's not unusual to see a 375-yard drive. And in tennis, the serve is still pretty huge. The baseline game, the court surfaces have slowed down on the hard courts, so you still see a little bit more baseline play than you used to back in the 60s and 70s. But it's still a game that the equipment has changed a lot of things.
How about the balls? Have they changed that much? I mean, is there, like golf balls are high compression, they got different rates, and is that changed a little bit? And compared to like baseball, how we're always hearing about the baseball, are they still about the same?
Tennis is pretty much the same. In Albuquerque or in Denver or anywhere above 3,000 feet, we use a high altitude ball, which slows the ball down a little bit. But and then there's a ball that's designed for the clay courts, like over in Europe and also in the southern part of the United States. But no, the balls are pretty much the same. Of course, they're yellow now, not like white back in the 50s and 60s. And the court surfaces have changed in colors. And blue seems to be a real popular color, which the U.S. Open is played on. And, that's pretty much how it goes.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go to Everguard Top 10 Plays of the Week, Everguard Roofing Top 10 Plays of the Week, and then come back and we're going to talk more about your nomination and talk a little bit about why you should be in there.
Okay.
Bates over to Sugamusto Clay, crosses over Capiolani, layup time, uses the left hand, puts it up and in into double digits.
Had to jam it home and it's too long, and there goes Jack on the run out, and Jack will put it home with the one-hand hammer. So
and then stolen. It's a breakaway opportunity, and it's back. He's still suffering a little bit, and then that's two in a row for Jaslyn Ruiz. Too easy for Ruiz.
split out. They're going to run clock. Let's see if they learned anything from that first quarter.
Well, Martinez, the Euro step, banks it home. What a move by Martinez, who has 24 points.
Inside against DeCaris, turn and face, head fake, reverse layup on the other side. is up and in. What a beautiful move.
Sydney's struggles continues. Bella Hines, step back three for Hines! Unbelievable!
In the around the back dribble, crossover dribble. Tries to drive to the basket, banks it home. What a shot by Wilson.
We'll see Bella Hines behind the back dribble for the three. So good. Buzzer beater for Bella Hines.
Knows how to take it downhill. Oh, good move by Martinez. He'll fire a three and get it. Oh, that's a good move by Martinez. 3 threes now for Elijah Martinez.
With 1:51 left in the first quarter. Holland driving to the basket with a two-hand hammer. Holland his 10th point.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Johnson, I forgot to say this, head tennis coach at La Cueva High School, but the big deal is, I think being nominated for the New Mexico Hall of Fame, and what an honor that is. I mean, just get it mentioned with all the other people.
Amazing, yes.
And then the show, I mean, you've been part of it to build it to where it's amazing how many people are come to it and get involved with. I know COVID hurt a little bit, and now it's getting back in the direction it was when before COVID. But you look at your resume, and I'm just going off the top of my head. It's 12 state championships. That's right up there with Ralph Tasker. If you think about it, I think he had 13. I think, and I could be wrong. I probably had those Hobbs Eagles on me for not knowing the exact amount of state championships as won. But what a career!
Yeah, Coach Tasker was amazing. I used to enjoy watching his team at state. It was like continual substitution, full court press. The average game was 100 to 75 or something, 8-minute quarters. My goodness, I've never seen a team that would just run and shoot and full court press. He was an amazing coach.
If I'm correct, and he can over 400 double wins, 400 plus in matches.
Well, dual matches, I think we're right up there, about 400, and I've been blessed with some great players, Steve, and we always stress that the number one man is important, but the number 6 man is just as important. We play 6 singles and 3 doubles, so you need the depth. And our teams traditionally in the past, well, case in point, we've won the state championship in doubles the last 8 or 9 years in a row. So we've had really good depth, and we really focus on that number 6 is just as important as number 1.
And I just learned something, and I didn't get this you were a basketball player yourself.
I was. Rio Grande Ravens, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And you even played college at the let's talk about that. See, I'm doing my history on you now. I'm digging back now.
Wow. Well, I was had a good senior year. I was second team All-City, and then I had a dual scholarship, basketball and tennis, at College of St. Joseph, which became University of Albuquerque, which later went bye-bye and it became St. Pius where it is located now. But my joke is I was all city in my senior year, and I was all bench in my freshman year in college. And then I broke my ankle a couple times, so tennis kind of took over from there.
What inspired you to get into coaching? Or who was the mentor? It had to be a coach, or it had to be something, and I know it had to be somebody in your deal that made you see that,
Sure.
that this is something that you...
Well, I had some wonderful people. Larry Tuttle was my basketball coach, and then Nancy Neild, who I worked for many summers at the Tennis Club of Albuquerque. And she's the last tennis person to be inducted into the New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame. She was my mentor, and really, and I played some doubles tournaments with her too. But she was real responsible for a lot of good stuff like that.
And something just came to me before the show gets too involved, but you know, we lost a great one, Theo Borello. And,
yes.
And talk about him and talk what he's meant. You know, he was in the newspaper this week about, you know, helping get people into or being president of the New Mexico Hall of Fame and Sports Hall of Fame. And speak on him because, you know, he was so, I mean, he's the reason that I'm still involved with, you know, he became a friend, but he's also a sponsor of ProView Networks.
Well, Theo was a wonderful and beautiful man. He had a real vision that our organization hopefully would have at some time their own facility, their own building. You know, right now all the portraits are down at the convention center, which is, and it's very nicely done. But we'd really like to have our own building, and I know that Marty Size has worked really hard this year as the president. I'm past president before Theo, and many of us would really like to see this happen, that we have a permanent structure to honor the great athletes and coaches in the New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, you bring that up, and ProView is going to help. I haven't seen you show you some new technology, but it's coming up. And after the show, you just reminded me to show you something. That,
I've heard about it. Yeah,
it's pretty dynamic, and
that's neat.
And then Marty and Russ Goff came into my office and took a
Yes.
look at it, and so hopefully we can make that dream come true for him.
Yep, that would be great. He was a wonderful man.
Well, I tell you, we're going to have another guest. You know, kind of introduce him because you got to be ready for Dick Johnson because he throws these curves at you a little bit. But you know, kind of give us an introduction when you have a player here that's in the studio right now. Let's get a deal. Then when we come back, let's get on him and talk about his accolades.
That would be great, and you know that's what it's all about. It's the kids, and this young man has done a terrific job for me, and I think it'll be fun to talk to him.
All right, sounds good. We're going to leave that little carrot, keep you in expensive suspense, and we're going to come back and get our new person on the stage.
All right.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Well, we're right here. We got Dick. Will you introduce your player to everybody, because it's Thaj, but I'm not sure. I don't want to try that last name just yet. So
I'd be more than happy to. Thaj is our captain this year, and he's a senior. Thaj Bardawaj, and did a great job, has for me the last 3 years, and last year actually won the state doubles title with Calvin Van Dyke, who has graduated and is in college now playing tennis. So Thaj is coming up on his senior year, and what do you think?
I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Being captain too, getting all the guys together, it's going to be a blast.
Well, Thaj, I talk about. You were a soccer player, and how did you convert over to tennis?
Yeah, so soccer was kind of where I was all my life. I started when I was 4. That was like the sport that my parents had us in. And then during 8th grade, my middle school didn't have a soccer team. So I kind of picked up a racket and just started playing for fun. And I made it on the team in my 8th grade year. And then I played more. And Dick Johnson earlier, before that, had me started when I was super young. So I had a bit of a base. Even maybe, I don't know, I was probably like 6 or 7 when he started me. He's known me for a long time. And then
so you started with his camps and all.
Yeah.
I mean, and we didn't even talk about your camps, Dick. I mean, that's amazing. How many kids do you think have been in your camps over all these years?
Oh, man.
It's probably, my wife was trying to figure it all out because at one point we did fall camps on Saturdays, and then spring camps, and then summer we would do 3 or 4.
Yeah.
In the summer now it's down to about 1, but only because of me. But anyway, it's definitely over 3,500 kids.
But that has helped you build your program and get young men.
Definitely.
And he must have meant. What does Dick Johnson mean to you? I mean, this is if you've started out with in the 6th grade when you're 6 years old or 7 years old, then he's more than just a coach.
Yeah, no, he's been way more than just a coach. He's helped me with almost everything. He's gotten me rackets. He gave me an extra key to his shed where he keeps up his balls and all that, and his ball machines and all that. He only cared about like making me a better player, and like he does that for everybody. And those camps I started off in, I went from playing in them when I was like this tall to now I coach him now for him too. So he's only tried growing the game. That's all he ever cared about.
Well, I tell you, I know and you're a accomplishment. What do you want to get? You said you were the captain. So being a captain, tell me your responsibilities.
I think it's just team bonding was really important, I think, this year. Having the support of your teammates while you're on the court, it means so much more than just being out there and playing. If you have your team there to cheer you on, like it makes such a big difference. And we noticed that in the state final too, when people were cheering for you and the other team was cheering for them. All that momentum means so much and it sways your direction.
So correct me, are you a senior this year?
I am a senior, yeah.
And so you win the doubles as a junior.
As a junior.
And you lost your partner. So how do you mentor the person that's going to be with you to go ahead and win
Yeah,
So basically, did you get mentored last year by your partner?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you were nervous, and there was a lot of pressure being La Cueva. Everybody expects the blue trophy, or expects everybody. It doesn't happen overnight.
No, it doesn't. So Tyler Kim, he's going to be my doubles partner this year. He's a junior. He's also a year younger than me, so it's my turn to mentor him. And I learned a lot from Calvin, as I played with last year, and he taught me a lot. And
Is Calvin still playing, or is he?
Calvin is now playing tennis at Wheaton in Boston, I believe, right? And
Boston or Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. So, he mentored me so much, and Tyler and I, I tried to do the same for Tyler. Just being somebody that he can look up to, somebody that he can feel confident and he wants to play well for, and that's kind of what Calvin did for me. He gave me a bar to step up to, and Tyler's done it for me so many times. And him and I play a bunch of doubles tournaments. We got second place in the Coralie Cup for a scholarship. So Tyler's been doing great. I'm super excited to play with him this year.
Well, I tell you, it's funny, like I said, Dick and I go back, on a personal level, like 23, 24 years. Okay, it seems like he's been part of my life the whole time, because he's always in the newspaper with his wins and all the other accolades that he does that he doesn't talk about, all the organizations that he's involved with, and how does that reflect on you?
I don't know. He sees his guys as part of our family. The way the team is, we'll go for lunch and he'll pay for everybody. It's just those small things that make you feel like you're a part of something bigger when you're with him. And even then, he asked me to come to this show. He came to my house yesterday. He's like, "I'm going on this show. You want to come?" And I'm like, yeah, "Of course." He's given me all these opportunities, and he's showed me all these things, a different world that I've never seen before. And he does that for all the guys. Even when we went on game day last year, after winning state, he set that up. He got all the guys there, and it's just a whole different world that he showed all of us, and it's been so amazing.
Well, what I'm saying is, and I've heard this, Dick, and it's a compliment to you. I mean, it's a long-term relationship. It's just not coaching. I mean, you've been with this young man for almost 12, 13 years, but the thing is, you don't forget any of your players, and it's amazing what you've done, and not just as a coach, but what you do for these young men after they graduate, and they all come back and talk to you.
Well, we really enjoy seeing their success. In college right now, I've got 2 or 3 kids that are out playing college tennis, and they're doing a really good job. We've got a good tradition. In fact, not even good. It's an excellent tradition. I've always tried to be real involved with the mid-school programs because that's where it's at. Once you just kind of nurture that a little bit and go to their matches and get to know the parents, and then it's an easier transition to high school, and that's why we've been really successful.
And the other thing that I want to, not to just take a little spot from you, but is that you're a La Cueva Bears down there. You go to all the football games. You go to the basketball games. You go every sport. You in baseball games. It seems like it's just not about tennis with you. It's about the whole school and what it represents.
Well, I've really enjoyed La Cueva High School. The administration has always backed us totally. I mean, if you look at the other schools in town, I think our school and our principal and our assistant principals and our athletic director, they go to our matches. They really support us. So I really feel like I should support the other sports too.
Well, Thoughts, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a student athlete and doing a good job. You better have good grades, so keep those up. But I just want anybody on that board, the resume speaks for itself. That's all I'm going to say. So Dick Johnson's resume speaks for itself. So let's make sure you get into the Hall of Fame, New Mexico Hall of Fame this year.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us on the show, and it's always a pleasure to be with you.
All right, you guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.